Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome to Daddy Likes, where I, Daddy, will be discussing books, movies, and other forms of entertainment while doing my makeup. I am not an expert in makeup or entertainment, but I am right in all things. So, you need to hear my opinions, my thoughts, my feelings, and need to see what a natural beauty and talent I am. Today, we will be discussing Heavenly Bodies by Amani Ariu, and I'll be doing my makeup inspired by Alara. So, let's get into it. The makeup look I want to do today is inspired by Alara, and she is our main character, right? She is very sassy. I don't have many good things to say about Alara. She annoys the me, okay? But Alara, she has these dark magical powers. She has the power of 3. Her 3 powers are shadows, which is a whole thing, and then what the else? Shadows? What else? Oh, dream walking. Yeah, that's cool. I would like to do that. That'd be fun. And then, God, Jesus, I can't remember anything. Hold on. Illusions. That's her 3rd power. So, obviously, I will be doing an in-depth summary and review. I wanted to start off with the start of the book. Alara is kidnapped. Kidnapped by a sexy tan man. I really like that. I like that they just kind of jump right in. She's taken, we find out, to be the light people. So, she is the dark magic person from Asteria. And then we get like a little plot twist. She's the queen. Royalty, Princess Amelia Mignonette Thermopolis Rinaldi. So she is captured by the king's people from Helios. So she's captured and we're like, ooh, what's gonna happen? And then she's like, you know what, I'm a queen. I will be just like me, a queen who keeps her makeup in a gallon Ziploc bag. So Alara is like, I'm a queen, I'm powerful, I have these 3 powers. Well, really 2 at this time. But she's like, I'm this beautiful, wonderful queen. I'll just escape, easy peasy. So what does she do? She escapes and immediately gets captured. But not by the same guys who took her, by these new guys. And specifically this one guy, the neck licker. Yes, I said that, the neck licker. He sees Alara. He's like, ooh, she's not from around here. Let me go lick her neck. And she's like, not this neck. And she uses her first power, illusions, the one that I couldn't remember. She's like, ooh, I'll show you your worst nightmare, you little creep. And so she puts her powers out, and Mr. Necklicker has her little soldiers with him, freak out. But then, yeah, her fighting back didn't do anything because the people who captured her in the first place then just show up. Like, what was the point of that? I mean, we kind of know the point later, but like, it was just weird. And then they take her to go see the king of Helios. Oh, I should mention, I don't have the book in front of me. I'm a part of a book club. And I know that sounds like important, and it really is, but I'm a part of a book club that I had to return the book after I read it. I still want to talk about it because I really love the book. So I just wrote everything down. So this is all coming off the top of my noggin. So sorry if I miss things, but you'll live. No one's gonna watch this besides me. So she goes to see the king. I think his name is Idris. And he is like, I kidnapped you. You will be my weapon. And she's like, all right. Kind of accepts it. Like, she doesn't really accept it, but like, basically they kidnapped her after like her whole town burned. They like killed everyone, including her parents. She thinks like her best friends could be dead, you know. So like, what else is she gonna do? I don't know why she was kind of being annoying about it. Spoiler, I end up not liking Alara at all. But here she's fun. I think the first like 3 chapters, you're like, oh my God, I love Alara, you know? You're like, ooh, she's so sassy. I love her. And then when the romance is romancing, she's like, no, I will not participate. It's like, what the f are you doing? She meets the king. She also meets his son, the prince. And Mr. Tan Sun Man. Oh yeah, he's there. And he's hot. Okay. This is an enemies to lovers story. He's there. And he's a dude. He really is. He does the enemies really well. Like, very rake. Such a rake, like Simon Bassett. Simon from Bridgerton, you know, season 1. Yeah, that was good. I read all the Bridgerton books. They were not as good as the show. Okay. Also, while we're meeting the king, I don't know if it's while we meet the king, but it's like during that time, you know, we find out about the prophecy. So the prophecy is, sorry, let me just open up my new makeup brush. Ooh, got it from Ross. Dweth. What are we talking about? The prophecy. Okay, so the prophecy is kind of shoved down our throats this whole book, and it pisses me off because the ending does not fulfill what I feel like is promise. And it's like, talk about 1,000,001 times throughout the whole book, you would expect it to pay off, right? Or for her to be like, no, I broke the prophecy. I'm so strong, I broke the prophecy. No. It's, we'll get to it, but I hated that. Like, really? Okay. I have to not think about it, actually. But the prophecy, it says, you will fall in love with the king of the stars, and it will kill you both. Ooh, that's fun. And you're like, oh, the drama, the love, the romance. And then you're like, who the f is the king of the stars? Well, the king of the stars. God, let's get into the stars. So the king of the stars is basically the king of the gods in this world. The gods are based off of like astrology. Leon is the star of Helios, even though there's like King Idris and Prince Lorenzo. Okay, that's our main love interest. I should have said that before. But we're learning. We're learning. Anyway, oh God, I have buggers. So, the king of the stars is Ariat, who is, I think that's how you say it. In the whole time I was reading the book, I was saying Arietti. And I cannot figure out where I got that name from, because it's definitely a name that I've heard before, but not in this book. Well, I guess it is in this book if I was saying it, but it's a name, right? Arietti? But apparently his name is Ariat. I don't like that. He's the king of the stars, so all the gods. And I would say our main gods in this, stars in this book, is obviously Ariat, Leon, who's the star of Helios, Torah, who's like Taurus. And she is like the Aphrodite, sexy love type of thing. God. Oh, and then there's also the god of like trickery. He just is kind of like a plot mover. He's not really like anything that important, really. Okay, let's get back into it. We are with the king. We are meeting Leo, not Leo. That's a thing. Another tangent. So we are meeting Lorenzo, our love interest. The second-hand guy, the general of the army, who is Lorenzo's best friend. He walks our main character Alara to all of her training sessions. They become friends, all this fun stuff. His name is Leonardo, and our main interest name is Lorenzo. Couldn't think of any other name. You couldn't. And I get it. It's like Leon is the star, so it's like every name has to start with an L. And it's like, does it really? Does it really? Let's just confuse your readers. How about that? Then they go to dinner. It's very Beauty and the Beast. King Idris is like, you will come to dinner with me and my handsome son. And so she does. God, doing your makeup and talking is really hard. I think talking about something serious is hard. Okay. You will have dinner with me. She goes to dinner. How many times could I say that? We see Lorenzo with this wench on him. She's just like, what is she there for? She's literally just there to make her jealous, but they don't even like each other at this time. And apparently Alara doesn't even like him throughout the whole book. Anyway, he has this girl on him, and then he pushes her off when Alara comes in, and she's just like, I saw what you did. And we're like, yes, Alara, yes. Call that man out. We hate men. Not all men. I love my husband. who is a Middle Eastern man. So Lorenzo, in my head, is a Middle Eastern man. And yeah. I love that. At this dinner, what's important is that we find out that Lorenzo also wields 3 powers. Now, I will not go through that atrocity of remembering what the 3 powers are again, but his are just light powers, and then he can see the truth, and I have no idea what the 3rd one is, and I'm not even gonna try because it's not important, and that's very rare. So it's like, oh, these 2 are so rare, so crazy. I wonder why that would happen. It's not like we find out, but we do. It is decided that Lorenzo will train Alara. They start their training, and the little sexual tension starts. It kind of starts. He's like, I'm being a bit dramatic, but this is where they get to know each other. I'll go with this color. He treks her through the woods, and it's pretty funny. I really like the humor of this book. There is really good parts throughout it, but they really do start off as enemies, where I think it's this chapter where we find out that Alara's parents killed Enzo's mom. Crazy. Alara's just like, oh no, my parents would never kill your mom. And then we just kind of don't hear anything good about her parents. It's just, she's just kind of like, oh, they wouldn't. No. Hello? Say something good about them. Give us a good memory about them. Literally, her only memory about them is they locked her in a fucking tower because of this prophecy where she would fall in love with the King of the Stars. And it would kill them both. And they're like, oh no, we can't have her dead. So let's just lock her in a tower. Quality of life, people. Well, that's not good. We need to do a little buffing on that one right there. Okay. That's kind of where we find out why. What's with the tension? Why do they hate each other? It's like, oh, you killed my family. That's what, from Enzo's perspective. And then her perspective is that everyone is afraid of shadows, the dark, her kingdom, because of Helios. They're very oh, the light is so much better. You should hate the dark. And a lot of people do. It's like, that sucks.
It is here where I realized that I forgot that Helios lit Asteria on fire. That's pretty important.
when they're training, Enzo finds out that Alara cannot wield her shadows, which is like her main power. You know, that's when she comes out of her hands and it's supposed to like grab things. And she can't do it. And he's like, why not? We gotta get that fixed. Let's go find my bestie, Isra. Again, these names, that's how you know I'm a reader. That's how you know. I know the word, I don't know how it's pronounced. And that's intelligence for you. We go to see Isra. I'm gonna just say it like that. Sorry if it's wrong. Let me tell you, Enzo is already in love with Alara. Isra is like, oh, hello, dear. I thought Isra, in my head, was this old woman who was so nice and kind, so warm and gentle. No, she's like 20. Well, they also never say their ages. I just picture them to be legal age. So, my foot is asleep. Isra, she sees Alara and she's like, oh, dearie, how do you like your tea, my dear? Enzo goes, with honey. With honey. You said, I know how this girl likes it. Isra's whole power is that she is like a seer. She's like a prophecy person, and she can go into people's minds, and she does with Alara, and like basically find out what the heck the problem is. And the way she does that is by grabbing on and going, and then everything freezes. Elsa? Isra? Elsa? Is that why? That'd be fun if it was. Let it go! So Ezra's holding on and she's going, I will open up your box. Your innard box. Because there's this whole thing of like Alara stores her secrets in a box. I got a secret in a box. Okay. And Isra does find out why Alara is keeping secrets. She comes out of this little trance. Everything's frozen. Let it go. And she said, you better tell your mans what's going on. He's your trainer for a reason. So she tells Enzo, I cannot wield my shadows because of a Helios soldier that ain't even at all. A Helios soldier shoved his light down my throat, and not in the sexy way. in the oh, you're gonna die. I think I'm just gonna leave that conversation there, actually. I was gonna say something. I'm a married woman. I know things. Light in her throat, and she's like a little child. He broke into her little tower like Rapunzel, and he shoved his light down her throat. And she's like, oh, because he did that, I cannot wield my shadows. And if this was real life, right? And she was like, that's how my trauma happened. I'd be like, yeah, makes sense, you know? I'd be like, everyone deals with tragedy different. But this is not real life. And that doesn't really make sense. Because if someone is having light shoved down your throat, wouldn't you be like, oh, I want to hold on to my darkness? Right? Doesn't that make sense? But she doesn't. She's just like, oh, I'll just keep my illusions. All right. And the dream walking. All right. You do you, girl. You do you. And then just some time passes. I don't really remember what happened. Alara's like spilling her guts to him. And he's just falling more and more in love. And we love Enzo. And Alara's starting to piss me off. She's like, we're just friends. I don't even like training with him. And it's like, he's the love of your life. Fuck off. He deserved better. Justice for Enzo. You deserve better. What I remember to be the next thing that happened is that, remember Mr. Necklicker? Oh yeah. Alara told Enzo about Mr. Necklicker. And Mr. Necklicker is then publicly executed. Enzo said, "You got to lick her before me. You must die." So that's what he did. Ooh, sparkles. Pretty. That's gotta be blended in. So he publicly executes. And then Alara gets at him. And she's like, that wasn't your choice to decide. And it's like, he's the prince of Helios, and one of his soldiers is licking people's necks. Like, he can do whatever he wants with that information. You know what I mean? He's in charge, right? Like, that's his job. But Alara's like, that's not your choice. It was mine. It was mine to make. I told you that in private. Fucking annoying. I do think if someone tells you something in private, you should keep it in private. But again, this is books. This is fantasy. So I can be annoyed as much as I want. All right, and then there's this wonderful celebration. Celebrate good time, come on. It's a celebration. We see her be a little jealous with Enzo for the very first time. She walks in, she's looking for him. But like not looking for him, like annoyingly. Like she's looking for him, but she's like, I'm not looking for him. And so she starts like heavily drinking, which is like, been there, girl. I've been there. I've been like, I'm not looking for him. I'm just here for fun. So she's at this party trying to have some fun. And then she sees him with another wench. And there's just like this cute little banter. And we're like, ooh, she's been looking for him. And she's like, I want to tell him something. And we're all like, ooh, what's she gonna say? And then she's like, I want to be allies. Allies. All right, girl. He's like, all right, bitch. I know you're just fine. Shoving those feelings down. We all know. We all do. We saw you. And I just put glitter over an eye booger. Now that's clash. More glitter. So anyway, she's like, we're gonna be allies. I need your help. Help me get my shadows back. And he's like, I've been wanting to. That's the whole point. I kidnapped you. They get her shadows back. And I'm gonna tell you, I loved this scene. It was giving enemies to lovers. I'm not gonna tell you how it goes, because it's so good. That's how you know. That's how you know. I don't even want to yap about it. But she gets her shadows back. And like strong, but then they kind of like go away for a minute, which is annoying. I just want to talk about this for a second. So I put highlighter, like a light color, under my eyebrows because in TLC's What Not to Wear, the makeup artist said, put highlighter under your eyes. And I have been doing that literally my whole life. And then recently I saw a TikTok of someone being like, oh, that's how you know you're a millennial. I'm not a millennial. I'm not. I guess I just do my makeup like one. It's like, is that a good thing? Sorry, that's mean. I'm not nice. Don't expect me to be nice. Period. That's it. That's all I have to say. Don't expect anything nice of me. I do what I want. Okay, and then the weirdest chapter, I think, not that I've ever read, but like it was so out of context for this book. I was like, what was this author thinking? Does she have like this kink? I call this the period chapter. Because Alara's like, I don't want to train today. I have my monthlies. I have my monthlies. Enzo comes in and she's like, oh, I'm indecent. I'm so indecent. And he's like, oh, well, baby girl, that served me well walking in on ladies. Like, how many times have you done that? But it was charming. I loved it. Because he's this light daddy, he puts his hands on her belly and he warms her. He warms her belly like a hot little compress. And he warms her until she sleeps. And during this sleep, she has a sex dream about him. Ooh! She has a dream that he is fingering her. And one of his powers is that he can see the truth. He knows. Daddy knows. Daddy Enzo knows that she was getting all hot and heated and horny while he was touching her. So he's not stupid. He knows what's up. She wakes up and she's like, oh, thank you for your services. Not really. Like, get out! Because she's annoying, something like that. But he's like, I can do a lot more than just a little finger. So I loved that part. Why do we have a whole chapter about her period? Weird. I guess I'm not a feminist. I don't know. I am a feminist. But I don't know. I don't really want to be like talking about periods in a romanticy book. Maybe I'm the weird one. I bet a lot of people would agree with me though. The real juice of the story starts happening where we find out that her ex-lover from the kingdom she was born in, which is Asteria. So we find out that her ex-lover, who is just like the guy that she was just arranged marriage, like that's who she was supposed to be betrothed to. So her ex teamed up with Ariet, remember, the king of the stars. Her ex, whose name is Lucas, is having a coronation because he will be the new king of Asteria. Basically, Alara freaks the out. And she's also like, where's Sophia? And it does feel like we just all of a sudden have to care about this Sophia character. She was like her best friend and like handmaid or whatever. It just kind of felt like it was a bit, again, just shoved down our throats of like, you should care about this. You should care about the prophecy and you should care about Sophia. And it's like, do I? Alara freaks out. She's like, I must go to this coronation. And then we also find out like Sophia's being hurt by Ariel. So Alara's like, I must go. And then Enzo said, not without me, dirty. And so Enzo shows up to her room all in little dark colors. And it's really cute because this whole time she's like being glamored, like illusioned by her friend and maid there, Marissa. Kind of uneventful throughout the whole book. Besides later, obviously. So Enzo is all in Asterian dress. And the king said, no, you can't go to this coronation. Why is this one so much darker? What'd I do? The time-old question of, do I just make this one worse or smudge this one to... That worked. After this coronation, back to it. there is going to be a masquerade ball. So they're like, okay, we're going to miss the coronation, but let's go to this ball together. Let's dance, baby. Let's party. Party's here. And then there's this, I love the masquerade scene. I love it because Enzo, we see him, he gets a little bit possessive, and I like it when the main character is a little possessive. Don't tell. But I like it a lot. And then this is where they hook up for the first time. So he brings her to a carriage like Mr. Fingerton from Bridgerton. Oh, but he doesn't, nothing happens. And I'm gonna tell ya, Miss Amani, she likes to edge ya. Sorry, she does. Because throughout this whole book, they are trying to hook up and something bad happens. Trying to hook up, something bad happens. Trying to hook up, can't. This time, the worst of them all, because they're in this carriage and they're being all sexy. And Alara, annoying, goes, I didn't mean to hook up with you. It was just that star, that like sexy star, like Aphrodite star, Taurus, whatever. Like, she put her like charms on me, and I didn't mean to. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. I didn't want to. I'm sorry. And it's so annoying because it's like, no, you did. You did. We all know you did. This is peak, not peak. She gets even more annoying. This is the real start of me and Alara. At this masquerade ball, she's like, I must find Sophia. I must find Sophia. This woman who we're all supposed to care about, but nobody does. We all have to find her. What should I do with my makeup next? Eyes. Oh, I did get this white eyeliner from Spirit Halloween for 50 cents. Let's put it on my eyeballs. That'll work. So everything kind of goes to at this masquerade ball. Because Ariat is there, right? Because he's the hosting this whole thing. He's like, I'm going to put Lucas as the front, but I really want to be the king. How does that look? I can't tell. We'll keep going. The outcome, because I don't want to do too many spoilers. But the outcome is that Alara is captured by Ariat. And you know what this man does? He bites her neck and puts venom in her. He's her blood is clean, Edward. Stop, you're killing her. Alara is put under this trance. That's pretty cute. She is being drugged out with his venom. And then she's also being tortured by Jem, who is a star of trickery or whatever. And Jem is torturing her through her mind. She's trying to pick everything. She's trying to get all the knowledge she can out of her mind. The one thing that Alara keeps safe and hidden, and that keeps her sane and human, is, can you guess? It's Enzo. And then Enzo, we find out, he's working behind the scenes, girl. He is making deals with the devil. With the devil. Ow! I'm so old. Everything's fine. What have I become? Who am I? Where are you, Christmas? The star that he has made a deal with, I don't remember his name, and it's kind of not important. But he made a deal with that star to get his blood, because when you drink the blood of a star, it cancels out the venom that Ariat has been putting in Alara. So he does that. Then this star who gave her his blood, I'm biting his blood, he basically helps Alara escape, obviously. Okay, there's this whole thing, and I don't think I'm gonna tell you that either. It's my little secret. So Ariat does this whole big spectacle. He kills Sophia in front of her, in front of Alara. Sorry, girl, never cared about you in the first place. Alara did, so, but I don't. Sorry, just being honest. Shut up. Shut up. I'm a good person. I swear I'm a good person. Sophia dies in front of Alara. And then Alara said, how about I jump off a bridge? She didn't do that. She jumped off of the balcony. I'm not gonna tell you the details. You'll get it. If you read it, you know. If you know, you know. And if you don't, you don't. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But she used an illusion that she died jumping off that balcony. And Ariat was like, oh, I guess that's one way to kill her. But she's not dead. Yay. Sorry, I'm happy she's alive because the story continues. Do I like her at all at this point? Not really. She goes to meet up with Enzo, who is waiting for her. And let me tell you, I have a theory that Sophia the First, Sophia is working with Ariat, because this whole time, so we see Lucas, you know, he's there. He's just like the schmuck that's there. Lucas, it's like, I didn't call Ariat. I didn't call Ariat to kill your parents. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm just taking your throne. But I didn't call him. I didn't ask for this. It just happened. Sorry. Because he kept saying that, I think Sophia was the one that called Ariat. And now I think Sophia is, you know, she's not dead, in my opinion, in my theory, okay? I don't think she actually died, because I think she's working with Ariat. And she's actually the bad girl. I'm a bad girl who needs to be punished. Oh, love Hairspray. Alara escapes with Enzo, right? And then Enzo, being the most beautiful man, not the most beautiful, my husband is. Not yours. Not your husband. If you're single, sorry. Stop trying. The best one's taken by me. Second best one is Enzo, who is fictional. So, better luck next lifetime. Enzo has been nursing her back to health. Our sweet baby boy. By the way, do you see it? Can you see it? Focus! This is a fantastic mascara. I'm not kidding. I love this. I tried it once, never looked back, baby girl. Actually, this is a new bottle. The last bottle I had, I think, lasted me like 5 years. Yes, I don't care how long things go after expiration. Ooh, I'm liking my eyes. Then Enzo's nursing her back to health, and he's like cradling her, but she is also being drugged, like, by the Helios guys, because they're like, we don't know what happened, we don't trust this girl. But Enzo is taking care of her. Love this man. And then after Enzo gets an entire jug of star blood to cure her, Alara goes, we're just allies. Don't get it twisted. We're just allies. And at this point, we are so far in the book, okay? We are hundreds of pages in. But she's like, we're just allies, but also you have to sleep in the same bed as me. I think that's what happens. And he's like, all right, crazy. All right. Also during this time, Alara's main bestie is her handmaid, Marissa, who is the glamour. She's been like making her look like a Helios person this whole time. Because Sophia died, I now can never have friends. How does that work? Girl, get it together. That's not how things work. And again, real life, sure. Deal with your trauma however it happens. Just go to therapy. But in fictional world, I put on too much. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. It's your whole world. Make it make sense. Alara, like, apologized to Marissa. I don't know. Some shit happens. Basically, Enzo was like, get your shit together, girl. And she does. And she's like, I'm sorry, Marissa. I should have been your friend because you were mine. My friend died. God, I have crazy eyes. That's all right. A little crazy never hurt nobody. Ooh. And they decide to go to the sexy land. Ooh, the sexy kingdom. Where another weird chapter. We had our period chapter. And now we are in the lap dance chapter. Okay? All right. They want to announce that Alara is not dead. She is alive. She's alive and well. Alive and sexy. Alara eventually admits she likes Enzo. Okay, right? Why is that not that important? Well, because they decide to take it slow. Take it slow. 300 something, maybe 400 pages into this goddamn book. They decide to take it slow? Are you kidding me? Yeah. Anyway, that's why it's not important, because Alara's like, I like you, but like, we're not gonna do anything about it. And Enzo's like, yeah, that makes sense. Let's not do anything about it. So anyway, they're at this lap dance where Enzo's basically in this crowd and they're like, who is going to arouse the prince? These girls are like, hey, I see this beautiful Middle Eastern man, this beautiful tan man, and I want to seduce him for the day, because that's how that works. And so they all try and give him a lap dance and persuade him to them. That seems very misogynistic. You know what I mean? So they each go up to him one by one, doing all their little sexy dances. Ooh, ooh la la. And then he's like, nuh-uh, not sexy enough for me. Ha, losers. And Alara shows up, and they're all like, it's time, Alara, you gotta do your sexy dance. Chop, chop, baby girl, chop, chop. She does her little sexy dance, and they're like, oh, he's all bricked up. She won. That's literally how it went. That's just crazy. I do love this book. I want you to know that. I know I'm talking a lot about it, but I talk about it because it aroused me. It brought up emotion. After this lap dance, there is then the sexy night where they finally hook up. He is using his tongue on her. That's all I'll say. But it's not, it's a love making. But then he's like, no, Alara, this is not just a good bang. This is me saying, I am yours. I am yours. He is saying that he then puts his crown on her head. Speaking of. And is like, I'm yours. I declare it. And basically she's just like, haha, this is so funny. But then she finds out later, because she's a dumb ass, that actually means something. I feel like anyone would understand that, but apparently she doesn't because she's annoying as. Why does it look like that? So he puts his crown on her head, continues with his cunnilingus. Is that what it's called? Big Daddy walks in, the king, and he said, "I don't know what the heck is going on around here." And it's like, my guy. Oh. She's your enemy. And Enzo's like, yep, she's my enemy. Yep. I have no feelings. Hard as stone. I just knew right away that he wasn't telling the truth because I'm so smart. I'm so smart and talented. Why does the king walk in? Because Ariat declared war on Helios. They said, we know you're hiding her. We saw that lap dance. I want some. That's what Ariat said. Word for word. He's a fighter, not a lover. Mr. Ariat's coming. We got like 2 days to prepare Alara to fight because this is her prophecy. She must kill the king, whatever. And Alara's like, yep, he killed my best friend. I'll do it. Not that he killed my parents, but I'll do it now that he killed Sophia. Whatever. You really can't see that. It looks pretty in person. I'm a pretty girl. Ooh, I'll have a little highlight. Yeah. Alara's like, yeah, Enzo, we can't be. This ain't happening. And it's like, why? Why? Just to us off. I feel like Alara's whole personality is just us off. She's like, yeah, Enzo, I know, like, you said you loved me forever and, like, you would do anything for me, and you already have proven that you have, but no, just no. I will not avoid you. I will give you the cold shoulder because I'm a cold-hearted. And so Enzo's literally sitting at her door being like, what did I do? Why do you hate me? We need to work together. That's what the prophecy said. We need to work together. When light and dark come together, whatever. And she's just like, no, I'd rather avoid you. She's like, I will listen to the prophecy. I will save myself for Ariat. That's what she does. She's like, I'll save myself for Ariat, but I will not date you, the man who has shown and told me he loves me. I think he said that. I don't know. But it just doesn't make sense. It is heartbreaking. And because you're feeling for Enzo, not Alara, because he's the only likable character. Not really. There's a few other people that I like, but like he's the reason why I'm in this book. He's the reason that he brought me to the end of this book. I loved him. Alara, we all know what I think about her. He basically is like, I found you naked in your little bath. You must tell me you love me. And she does. He's just like, I will do anything for you. I will take any sip of, I will sip on you like a hamster forever if it means I get a little bit of you. And she's like, I'll make you drown. I love you. Got you. And it's like, okay. Do I keep a pale lip? Or do I do dark and bold? What am I think because Alara is darkness, and this eye makeup is really cute, but I'm gonna choose a dark lip. I won't do light. I love a dark lip. Don't tell. I love it. They finally tell each other that they love each other, and then they bang. Bang, bang into the room. I know you want it. And it's a beautiful thing. Go to this training where they've been training, and then the statues come to God's life. They're like, we are better than the kings. We are the angel and the lion. And you're just like, all right. All right, that makes sense. We'll go with that. And the statue is like, You know that little piece of glass that you and Enzo made together? I didn't talk about that part. But they made a piece of glass together that is confirmed to be the way that Harriet will die. It's like, cool, great. We made that. That was weird, and I won't tell you any more about that. And I think you should read it for yourself. I keep you wanting more. Hey, how y'all doing? So the statues are like, oh, you know that piece of glass you made from your sexy time with Enzo? Don't give it to him. Do not give it to him, girl. And she's like, all right, okay. And they go to fight. And then, well, I love what the author does is that she tricks us. I love a little trickster. Alara, with her illusion powers, has made the special knife looking normal, and then her normal knife looks like the special one. So she hands Enzo the fake special knife. They go then to meet with Harriet. They said, we are fighting now. They go to meet with Harriet. Harriet says, hand it over. Give it. Meow. Right, meow. And Enzo does. Dun, dun, dun. You were the reader, we're like, oh my God, he has a special knife, he has a special knife. He just gave it away. He betrayed her. You betrayed me. God, I feel sorry for the way I hurt. Yeah, you talked to her when we were together. The knife is given to Harriet. Alara is then thrown into the dungeons, and she spirals. And she's tweaking out, and she reaches her lowest point. Her powers awaken. And at this point, I'm like, your power's now waking up? But because it's I don't know. It just didn't, again, it just kind of felt forced. And then she becomes this bad finally. And she goes, you know what? You know that Enzo? You know that Enzo, that guy who just betrayed me? I don't believe it. And I didn't. Me, Daddy did not believe it. And also Alara didn't. She said, I don't think he did that. You know what? Because I know every inch of that body. Ha ha ha. And it didn't look like him. Where was his little freckle? Where was his little earring? And Alara leaves with her new strong powers to go find Enzo. She finds him. He is also trapped, obviously, by Harriet, and he is in the same cell as his father, the king. And what does Enzo do? Kills the king. Rah! Hallelujah. And then I don't really remember, but somehow everyone is there. So Leonardo, the soldier guy that I talked about in the beginning, best friend who's always been there. Marissa's there. Isra, the prophecy girl who does the colds, like, I can see into your soul. She's there. And then they're all like working together. And I really love Isra at this point because she's like, do this, it'll work. Brain blast, do that. And I feel like that's like a fun way of getting a prophecy, a seer person involved in like the action. Very cool, very fun. This is gonna be real spoilers. Harriet stabs Enzo. Stabs him right in the gullet. Not in the gullet, the gut. Right in the gut. Gut spilled. And he died. And then Marissa is there. And Harriet injured her too. Laura is like, I'm gonna take this mother out. Take him outside. Give him a little run for his money, huh? She's like stabbing him with this dust glass that her and Enzo created with their sexy time. I don't know, it's a whole thing. Marissa, okay, this part gets crazy, and I don't think I fully understand it, but I'm just talking about it anyway. So, Marissa stabs Alara in the back, and somehow, and then I think she stabs Enzo too, but the dust glass Alara and the dust glass, and I don't know. It brings back Enzo to life. And I feel like it should have been more clear, but I mean, maybe it was, and I'm just not paying attention. I was gobbling that up, going, choo, I must read more, finish the end. The dust glass is stabbed, and Alara's like, what the Marissa's like, it's because you're soulmates. Your soul ties are the very first ones. And I actually really like this part. Enzo, our light daddy, is the sun, and Alara is the moon. And they were the first soul ties, and there was this tragedy of the soulmates. And they've lived a million past lives, but they always have to find each other because they are so much powerful. They are more powerful than stars. Alara was able to bring Enzo back to life, okay? But he is in this dream state with her, and he's like, I'm alive, and she's like, yeah, you are, and he's like, perfect, let's go fight. And then he kind of wakes up, so he's breathing, and she's awake, and she's like, I'll finish him off. Ariet's like, not on my watch. I guess Enzo's still sleeping. He takes his tether to reality while he's in this dreamscape and yanks it. And Enzo is now stuck in the dreamscape. Luckily, Alara's a dream walker, so I feel like it won't be a problem. I don't know. Then Ariet then escapes, and Enzo is trapped. Alara's like, oh, I remember that I'm the moon. Do you see I put my moon necklace on? Because I'm Alara. And then she starts like doing all this queen, and she's like, I remember, but now Enzo is stuck, and I will now be ruling and powerful, and that's pretty much how the book ends. Tragic. But I loved the book. I did. I am rating it a 9 out of 10 stars. I loved it. There are obviously some flaws that I've talked about, but overall, I loved the short chapters of this book. I was flipping it through. Yeah. And I was able to read it very quickly, and it kept my attention really well. And the romance was romancing. But Alara was still insufferable. I could not stand her. And I'm hoping that in book 2, either Enzo comes back fast, because I can't spend too much time with just Alara. That's how unlikable she becomes. But I do love the romance. It is real good, enemies to lovers, light and dark, sun and moon, ooh la la. And it's like the soulmates, and it's just so good. It really is really, oh yeah, oh yes, romance. There are some cringy parts too. Like in this training sequence, I wrote it down. Alara says, I can look pretty as I stab you. All right. Pop off. The period chapter, the lap dance chapter, I was cringing. There's a lot of just cringy things that Enzo says too, unfortunately. We love him. I love him. But like, he is a bit cringe sometimes. And he's like, yeah, help me slay my monsters. But then he also says things like, you're easy to worship. Yeah, I am. And then he's also like, you're my favorite part of my day. But then she's like, we're just allies. It's like very like hot and cold. I love some of it. I hated some of it. I love to hate, I guess. That says a lot about me, I think. I also love the twists. When you start the book, you're like, oh, she's captured. She's kidnapped. And then you're like, oh my God, she's the queen of Asteria. Enzo betrayed me. No, he didn't. Like, there's just like all these little twists and turns, and I really like that. I think it's funny. It did make me laugh out loud at certain points. I would say 9 out of 10 because I loved it so much. I'm literally starting videos because of how much I loved this. That should say something. I am so excited for book 2. I am itching. I'm itching to get my hands on it, my grubby little paws on it.
I am now realizing I never talked about why the prophecy annoyed me so much. The prophecy was technically fulfilled because technically the sun is the king of the stars, and technically they both died. I can't stand that.
All right, so heavenly bodies. We have discussed it. We have gone in depth. I reviewed it, 9 out of 10. Now, Tell me I'm pretty. I think I'm really pretty. Do you see the eyes? Hey, pretty lady, let me whisper in your ear. The shimmer, the smoky. I feel like I could wield some shadows. Ooh, ooh, shadows. I think I could walk in your dreams. Ah. Yeah, I like the lip color. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you like Heavenly Bodies. Let me know how you like my makeup. Yeah. Have a good night.